President Trump warned Iran not to F around with us Friday during a 2-hour phone conversation with conservative radio host Rush Limbaugh. How does the ability to listen to Rush Limbaugh for 2 hours, let alone speak to him, is incredible to me. Iran knows that, and they've been put on notice. If you F around with us, if you do something bad to us, we are going to do things to you that have never been done before, Trump said in the interview, which was billed as a radio rally. What the hell is that? While he continues recovering from COVID-19 at the White House. Trump has frequently threatened Iran, though rarely in such profane terms. U.S.-Iran tensions have run particularly high throughout the Trump presidency after he withdrew the United States from the Iran nuclear deal and reimposed harsh sanctions on Tehran, which is the capital of Iran for people who aren't familiar. At the beginning of the year, the two countries appeared to be on the brink of war after Trump ordered a drone strike in Iraq that killed Iranian General Qasem Soleimani. Iran retaliated with a missile strike on an Iraqi military base housing U.S. troops. More than 100 U.S. service members suffered brain injuries, but there were no deaths, so both sides stepped back from the brink, at least for the time being. Damn, COVID saved us from a war with Iran. And again, I'm just saying that right as it looked as if things were getting worse and worse in that country, that's when this started. I usually say that Trump's comments don't matter. So you have people who go with his Unite the Right comments, and the press is the enemy of the people, just different little stuff that people make out to be a bigger deal than it is. But usually when he's referring to one specific country, especially one like Iran, that he's actually has actions that have screwed up our relations further than they already were, I would tend to take those a lot more seriously. And it's really sad to watch his Iranian policy basically be the Israel policy toward Iran with the U.S.'s name slapped on it. So I talked about how him and Netanyahu have this relationship that goes back over 30 years, and how, along with the Saudi Arabia government, there's this tendency to take on each other's problems. So while Iran has never screwed with the U.S. In the ways that the U.S. has screwed with them, we're just like, yeah, let's keep messing with them. But we're not doing that because we have had some great offense by them. We're so far up Netanyahu's behind that we'll say, yeah, screw this peace deal that includes multiple other countries, referring to the Iran nuclear deal, and let's stick some sanctions on this country to get back at the leadership, in quotation marks, even though we know that the people who are hurt by that are the Iranian citizens who have no control over public policy. So it's just a really ridiculous thing he said, but I wouldn't take it any more seriously than the rest of the stuff he said about this country, because if we still haven't entered war after killing one of their generals, I don't think a comment on Twitter is going to be enough.